Okay, so this is our second day of doing this. The video is more or less the same as yesterday, so whether or not you want to use it, yesterday's or today's. So when we add or subtract radicals, remember they have to have the same last name, the same variable, in a sense, the same radical. So you have to convert one if they don't. For instance, number 1, okay, there's nothing I can do to take 2 further, so that's as far as it's simplified. But 8 can be broken up into 2 and 4, and then 2 and 2. Remember, you look for your pairs. So since I didn't modify this first one, I'm just going to bring it down. Keep in mind there's technically a -1 in front of that radical. And then here, when I bring out that pair of 2's, remember, there's technically negative in front of it. So it's -2 with the remainder of 2. Now, I can subtract here because they do have the same last name, but watch out for negatives. What's -1 minus 2? And that's -3. And you keep the same last name, so nothing happens there. If we look at number 2, 7 can't go any further, 7 can't go any further, so let's check 112. So remember our divisibility rules. It's even, so we're going to divide by 2. 2 doesn't go into 1, but it goes into 11 5 times with the remainder of 1. Then 2 goes into 12 6 times. 56 can be broken up into 8 and 7. And then 7 can't be broken up any further, but 8 can be broken up into 4 and 2, and then 2 and 2. So remember, they're a pair of 2 pairs of 2's. I'm going to bring down what we didn't modify. So the -5 square root of 7 minus 3 square root of 7. Since I bring out 2 pairs of 2's, remember that's 2 times 2, which is 4. But since there's a coefficient, we do 4 times 5, which is 20, with the remainder of 7. This is one time where I can combine all 3 terms because they have the same radical. So -3 plus -3, -5 plus -3 plus 20 would be -8, 12. And then you keep the same last name since they all have the same radical. Okay, let's look at number 3. Now, number 3 is a special one because technically we already broke up the 112 earlier. So that one was 20 with the remainder of 7. Very rarely happens, but it happens. 28 can be broken up into 4 and 7, and then 2 and 2. 7 can't be broken up any further. So this is -2 with the remainder of 7. 8 can be broken up into 4 and 2, 2 and 2, -2 with the remainder of 2. And then you bring down the -20 with the remainder of 7. Now here is one case where they're not all 3 so the same last name or same radical, only these 2 are. So those are the only 2 I can combine. -2 and -20 make -22 with the remainder of 7. And then since this is the only one with the radical of 2, I just bring it down, like copy and paste, make it rain. Good there? All right, number 4. So 3 I can't take any further, so I'm going to bring it down. But 27 can be broken up into 3 and 9, and then 3 and 3. So it has 1 pair of 3's, which I take 1 out, but then there's a coefficient in front, so I multiply times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9, and then it has a remainder of 3. And only if they have the same radical can I combine them. -2 plus 9 is 7 with a remainder of 3. Number 5, 6 can be broken up into 2 and 3, but it wouldn't have any pairs, so that's as far as I can take that radical. And then 54 can be broken up into 7 and 8. 8 would be 2 and 4, and then 2 and 2. It has 1 pair of 2's, which would be multiplied times 3 to get 6, but it would have a remainder. Hold on, did something wrong. Nope, that's not 56. Oops, 7 and 8 are wrong. 54, which is technically divisible by 3. Now, how I know it's divisible by 3 is because 5 and 4 add up to 9, which is divisible by 3. So 3 goes into 5 one time with a remainder of 2, and then 2 carries over to the 4, and 3 goes into 24 8 times. And then 18 can be broken up into 2 and 9, and then 3 and 3. So it does have a pair of 3's, which I then multiply times 3, which is 9, with a remainder of 6, because 3 times 2 is 6. Now they have the same last name, so I can combine. 9 plus 2 is 11, with a remainder of 6, and there's my answer. Number 6, 20 can be broken up into 5 and 4, and then 2 and 2 with the pair of 2's. The 2 comes out and multiplies times -3, which is -6, with the remainder of 5. 5 cannot be taken any further, so I'm going to bring it down. Now keep in mind, there's technically an invisible 1 there. So when I combine these, it's -6 and -1, which makes -7 with the remainder of 5. Let's do the hardest it gets, of course, is whenever we talk about there being multiple in one problem, but it's no harder. And this is where having a partner can help, because then you can kind of split up the work within the question, not split up the questions. There's a difference. But number 7. So 18 can be broken up into 2 and 9, and then 9 can be broken up into 3 and 3. 3 has a pair there, so it can be multiplied times -3, which is -9, with the remainder of 2. 8 can be broken up into 2 and 4, and then 4 can be broken up into 2 and 2. 2 pair of 2's there. You bring it out, can be multiplied times 3, so that's 6 with the remainder of 2. 24 can be broken up into 6 and 4, which is 3 and 2, and then 2 and 2. It has a pair of 2's. When I bring that out, though, there's technically a -1 out in the front, so that's -2 with a remainder of 6. Now, again, just because they don't have the same last name doesn't mean I can't do anything. I just combined the ones that do. So these two up front, -9 plus 6 is -3 with a remainder of 2, and then I bring down that -2 with a remainder of 6, and that's as far as I can take it. So don't assume that they're always going to have the same last name. All right, if I look at number 8, 20 can be broken up into 5 and 4, which is 2 and 2. A pair of 2's times -2 is -4 with a remainder of 5. 18 we've done before is 2 and 9, which is 3 and 3. Pair of 3's comes out, but multiplied times 2, which is 6 with a remainder of 2. And nothing can happen with the radical of 5. So the only like terms I have are these two. Watch out your negatives. -4 and -2 make -6 with the remainder of 5. But then it cannot combine with the other one, so I bring it down. Last but not least, when there are 4 terms, again, don't be overwhelmed by it. It's literally the same thing. So 45 can be broken up into 9 and 5. 9 can be broken up into 3 and 3. So there's my pair of 3's. But there's a negative in front, so that makes it -3 with the remainder of 5. Nothing can happen to the 2 with a radical of 5. 20 can be broken up into 2 and 10, which can be broken up into 2 and 5 with a pair of 2's. Again, comes out, which is -2 and 5. And then 6, nothing can happen because 2 and 3 will not result in a pair. And then combine like terms. This one has 3 I can combine, the 5's. So watch your signs. -3, 2, and -2 make -3 with the remainder of 5. And since this one couldn't simplify and doesn't combine, I just bring it down. Again, there's no proper order to things. Just be prepared to see your answer rearranged. But otherwise, that is it.